I storyboarded the picture because I really liked, when I was a kid, having the asthma at that time was a very serious thing, and I was always kept off from playing any physical games, really, or really being with many other kids. So I started to draw pictures and started to make up stories and that sort of thing. And the process of visualizing a scene alone in a room, a small room, drawing little pictures. In some cases, the picture's very elaborate. In other cases, they're little stick figures, maybe. It's just an eye and an arrow. That is like the most essential process of making the film, even if I don't ultimately utilize all those shots. Because it's a process that I've interpreted the picture in a way in my head, and I kind of know how to see it. Part of that is security. That when you go on a set, fairly secure, I feel that I can tell people what I want. Then it's a matter of letting go of that security, which means that I think I know what I want, but I'd like to see what else I could get with the actors, with the cameraman, with everybody else, and how far you can go that way too. But you have your basis, and a lot of it had to do with, particularly in low-budget filmmaking. A lot of people don't use storyboards or drawings or notes. They are able to. They have the gift of working it out there on the spot. For me, I didn't want the plug to be pulled in any way. So at least I knew I had to get certain shots in order to tell the story, if I was telling a story. And in most cases, I am. That's not easy to do, even up now to the film I just finished, The Departed. Very difficult to tell a story and also to keep a plot going. Very, very hard, I found. I always find it difficult, but that's part of the process. And the thing is, there's sometimes you come up with ways of visualizing something that just is joyful, and it's a really wonderful feeling, and kind of smile. And if you have a DP like Chapman, say, a number of other that I've worked with over the years, a couple of others, that you say, well, now we're going to do that shot that starts here and that goes there and it comes back here and then he turns this way and it's fantastic. And if the actors are working with you, and if the scene, meaning that if the scene that you haven't found anything, let's say, more interesting through work with the actors and the writer, and you haven't changed it a lot, but you still have the ability to put on film this initial expression of pleasure of filmmaking, in a way. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know, but that's what it is. All I know is that sometimes there's a certain joy when these things come out, and just especially if you haven't worked on the script yourself, or if you have, it's interesting because as you're working on the script yourself with a writer or you're writing your own, you can visualize it as you go. Meaning that if I had planned 14 shots for the day and it's about 4 o'clock and we're only on shot 3, we know we have a problem. We have to drop 2 or 3 other shots, or combine 2, or do them at some other time, keeping in a way your nose above the water in a way, so you don't get submerged in the picture, where the process of the filmmaking sinks the entire cast and crew.
Notice anything?
No.
That taxi driver's been staring at us.
What taxi driver?
That one, the one that's sitting there.
How long has he been there?
I don't know, but it feels like a long time.
But with other work, meaning a script by like Paul Schrader, for example, the way he literally put the words on the page created in me a certain reaction, a visual sense that made me see things a certain way, and it clarified a lot for me, and it just cut away excess. I thought that was pretty interesting. And so that, for me, is what the storyboards are for.